Hi, I'm Phil Clendenin, Senior Technical Sales Specialist with Yamaha Corporation, and I'm going to go over some new things with the MOX Music Production Workstation. What we'll be doing in this series of videos is really helping you get involved and make the MOX your own. It's all about you and your music and your workflow. It's very customizable and very easy to get around. As you'll see, this is really a music production station for everyone. Okay, here we are at the music production synthesizer, the MOX 6. Also comes in an 88 key MOX 8. Now, one of the first things you want to do when you get your MOX out of the box is make sure you take a look at all the manuals that you're given and the discs that come with it. You want to connect your motif in stereo. Life itself is in stereo. You should connect your motif in stereo. In utility mode, on the right-hand side of the screen, I want to direct your attention to setting up the keyboard. Now we're going to hit F1 for general and subfunction 3, KBD or keyboard. On this particular screen, you can do your velocity staging. This is very important when you're playing a keyboard. Velocity curve is about how hard you strike the keyboard and what response you get back. This is customizable, and it's very important for you as an individual to customize your MOX to your playing style. Now, there are multiple curves. The first curve, and the one it defaults to, is called norm or normal. It is okay not to be normal. This is very important to recognize. You can set it to soft, which means if you have a light touch, this will make it easier to get loud as you increase your key-on velocity. There is a hard curve. If you are heavy-handed, then you want to make it more difficult for you to get loud. MIDI itself has a velocity curve that goes from 1 to 127. 1 is extremely soft, 127 is maximum. 127 being maximum musically this is the absolute maximum effort you want to put in to get response out. You do not want to get to 127 too easily. It's about playing piano, it's about piano forte, it's about being soft to loud. You want to put 127 far enough away from yourself so that you don't get there too easily. This is what velocity curve is all about. There is also a wide curve. Wide curve allows you to play soft and then also have a difficult range to get loud. So it's a combination of soft and hard. I highly recommend that you spend about a half an hour with each of these velocity curves. It's very important because you're customizing it to your playing style. This is about like trying on shoes. When you go to a shoe store and you put the shoes on, you should get up and walk around in them for a while to see if they pinch your feet. It's exactly the same thing. You will not be able to get it from the very first touch, but one of these will feel right to you. The others will feel like you put on someone else's shoes. So take your time and have fun with your MOX. Start playing. And remember, it is okay not to be normal. If you have a hard touch, the only problem with being heavy-handed is not recognizing that you are heavy-handed. So these curves are very important. Remember, soft, if you have a light touch, means it's going to be very easy for you to get to maximum. You'll never break a fingernail. Hard means if you're heavy-handed, it's going to take a lot more effort to get to 127. Wide means when you need to play very soft passages and then maybe you have a passage that's triple forte, this will give you the best response. There is also fixed velocity. This turns into no matter how hard or soft you play, the velocity is exactly the same. This should feel very uncomfortable for you on a piano. Now, I like the normal curve. This is natural for me, but it may not be for you. Remember, it's about your playing style and it's about soft to loud because it's all about dynamics, and dynamics are very important. And remember, it's not about getting to 127 easily. Later on, when we get to the sequencer, you want to do a test. Play a C major scale up and down the keyboard, and then look at your velocities. We'll show you how to do that. You'll be able to see how you are hitting the keys. If you are able to play a C major scale and hit a note at 127, you have the wrong velocity curve. It should not be that easy to get to 127. This velocity curve parameter, you notice, is a keyboard parameter. This is the MOX keybed transmitting MIDI data. Later on, you'll learn that you can adjust each individual sound to your own playing style. Each sound responds to the velocity curve you set here. You can customize each sound to respond a particular way. So remember, this is overall velocity curve. You will be able to get in and adjust each individual voice. So as you have a favorite voice, make it your own. Learn your technology. If you're like most musicians who are dealing with technology, sound is one of the most important things. Now, you bought a Yamaha, you've got great sound. Ease of use is one of the most important things next on the list. And what we're going to do now is visualize this front panel. You may look at it and say, oh my goodness, that's a lot of knobs and buttons. But let's make sense out of it. Basically, your screen is in the center. To the left of the screen are things that are controllers. Here you'll find your pitch bend wheel, your modulation wheel, your volume controls. You'll see that there's a DAW level control, which also doubles as your A to D input control when you plug in a microphone. But you also have knobs. These are all control features, and you get to them with your left hand. To the right of the screen are things that select sounds themselves. So you can start to think of the keyboard in three different sections. You have left of the screen, controls, you have the screen itself, and then you have selection. And when we get into the different areas, the voice mode, the performance mode, you will see how this all comes into play. It is very important to start visualizing what buttons work with what modes. And we will have sections on each of the modes so that you can get an idea of how these work. What mode you are in will always be shown in the upper left corner of the screen. You can always know where you are. So once you start relating these things together, you start to realize it becomes easy. At first, it looks like a lot of knobs and buttons that aren't related to each other, and as time goes on, you get very comfortable. But take your time. We're going to start in voice mode, and the reason we're going to start in voice mode is because it is the fundamental playable sound that you can call up. You can combine multiple voices to make a performance. You can then turn a performance into a mixing setup where you're doing sequencing. So we'll take this a step at a time. But visualize your front panel. Now, if we take a close look at the screen, you can see that below the screen you have 12 buttons. These are represented in the lower portion of the screen. And this is how you select a different parameter to view in the screen. Getting around will be quick and easy once you can visualize your front panel.